voice back since yesterday?
Huh?
Did you get your voice back since yesterday?
A little bit. Trying to get it ready to talk.
Deb, those times like tonight where you sprint through the finish line of the second quarter, is it like just counting down the minutes before you can get back out there to start the third, or what is that like when you've got such a great run and momentum going into halftime?
For me personally, or just as a team?
Yeah,
oh, okay. I was like, me personally, there's a lot of heat packs and other stuff, but a lot of it is like trying to carry over. I wouldn't even say the momentum of it, but like how we were playing, like our style of play picked up, like our defense and transition, like trying to carry that over in the third quarter is really important. Going through the playoffs, like those third quarter, first like 4 minutes or whatever the first timeout was, like those, if you can win those minutes, it helps you just throughout the game. When you have lulls, it kind of makes up for a lot of that. So it's like starting a whole new game. So the third quarter is really important for us.
You were a part of a bunch of these like ball movement plays that, you know, the team seems to just get so much energy from the ball zipping around and getting into the corner for a three. How are those plays starting? Mark mentioned like you're getting the right advantages as opposed to just generating an advantage.
I mean, it's a lot. I mean, if you look back to the start of possession, a lot of it is defense. Whenever you can get stops and get the ball ahead of the defense a little bit, and now they're on their heels, that's when you start getting some advantages. Other ones are running the play correctly. If we're sliding out of a play, doing it with force, doing it fast, doing it at the same time. So there's a lot that goes into it to get that initial advantage. And then from there, it's also like trusting the next man to make the right play and make the right read. And from there, everybody's like unselfish. And I think that's where it kind of like starts the wheel. But a lot of it starts with like not taking the ball out every single play. You know what I mean?
What did you see out of J. Will and K. Rich specifically when it came to containing Anthony Davis tonight?
Not to like downplay it, but I mean, how many? I think he had 2 tonight. So I mean, that's just a testament to them knowing the scout, and just being up for the challenge. I mean, for K, this is his 5th. Did we come back at the same time? No, 5th game back. So for him to plug in right away with our injuries and do that is awesome. And also J. Will just continuing to grow as a player and take on those challenges, and we trust him to do that, and he did a really good job. And I thought our defense in the help and the loads and being willing to rotate and knowing when to squeeze and when not to was really good. And when you add all that together, you can make it really difficult for guys to score and get into a rhythm.
It's been a small sample size, but your drives per game are up. I know going back to the Memphis series, you said that your mentality sort of changed. How is that sort of coinciding, or I guess going into addition of your wrist being healthy? Like, how do those two things sort of mesh?
I don't know. Until I my wrist being healthy is gonna be like an ongoing thing. It's not like this surgery was like a boom, you're healthy. So a lot of it is like trying to get my rhythm back to like getting to the free throw line, getting a couple easy layups, just trying to like get the mentality down of like driving and playing with force. And when I haven't played in so long, like that's usually the hardest part to get back. So the more that I can attack that, everything else will kind of like fall into place.
First things first, congratulations on the jersey retirement.
Appreciate it.
What's like stuck out to you the most from that night? I know it's a lot of emotions, but what stuck out the most?
Time goes by very fast. Looking back at that was 5 years ago when I was in school, and even longer when I was actually there. So it's wild to think how fast it goes and how much the school has changed. Going there through COVID, and now seeing like students back on campus was a little weird, because even like my junior year was like that weird year of like everybody like figuring out if they're going back to school. So just seeing kids on campus, people actually going to the games was cool. They're off to a good start. I think they're 8-1. So just seeing the campus constantly get better, there's more additions to the weight room, and now they have like a film room, and just stuff like that is really cool to see. And then obviously the jersey is kind of like a thing of its own. I never really thought that was going to be the case while I was there. Even after I had left, it all kind of happened really fast. So it's a very cool thing that I think over time it'll sink in more and more for me.
And then for future athletes that play basketball there, what, I guess, message would you like to send them? Or I guess, what would you want them to remember about you?
It probably has nothing to do with basketball. As cool as that would be, it was just more like me actually going to class and like doing projects with people I have no idea who they were at the time, or like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that was the most important part of school. Like those relationships that you have with people that you never know if you'll run into them again or not. So that's what I would like people to remember me for. Now, will it be that? Maybe not, just because basketball is such a prominent thing there, and I'm kind of like one of the only people up there. But yeah, hopefully just remember like the relationships and like, oh yeah, he was in our 8 a.m. class every day. Like, I think that's pretty cool, and hopefully that's something that gets remembered.
Staying with the topic of your shot, going back to the championship, you spoke on like the NBA's doc about sort of your wrist and reintegrating your shot and changing it a little bit. Are you still in the process of that, or are there any things that you're like keeping from back then before? Or are you trying to like sort of re-engineer the shot you had previously?
That's a good question. I got to see how much I can say without giving like too much into my thing. When in the playoffs, I was shooting the way I was shooting because of like functionality in my actual wrist, and my hand was numb. So a lot of it was like based on touch and not so much like a follow through. And now it's like more of a trying to integrate both again. And I don't have the same range of motion that I did before. So a lot of it is like trying to like constantly get those reps of like what my range of motion is and like what I need to do mechanically to fix it. And like after I had my surgery, it wasn't like I had this 2-3 week period where I can like get shots and work on it. It was like, okay, let's make sure you can fall, and then you just figure it out while you're playing. So I'm not missing 30, 40 games trying to, you know, get reps up. So that's the biggest thing. So a lot of it is like me going through the game. Like, you guys are seeing some like the first times that I've done certain things with my hand. So that's like the challenge and the process of it.
Jalen, what's it like to watch Shai in his 8th year continue to get better? He's seeing career high from the field, from 3, low in turnovers.
It's fun. You can see like the scoring and the 3-point shot is cool, and being a teammate, like I see him work on it. So I'm not like shocked, but it is more cool to see somebody that's that dominant every year come back with something better and better, and it speaks to like how much he loves the sport and just how much he likes getting better, and that's like motivating for not only me but like the rest of the team. I think that's why we're so good too. Like, everybody takes the summer just as serious, and everybody's always trying to get better at something, and when he's trying to work on something in the game, it kind of gives everybody else a little bit of leeway to like also try and work on their game and find their individuality within our team, and he's a good role model for that.
Deb, you mentioned not having the full range of motion. Is that something that is supposed to return, and you know, what is that process supposed to look like?
I don't know. I'm just out there playing, to be honest with you. Hopefully over time it goes down. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's not like a hindrance per se. It's just more of like over time it'll get there. I had like muscle, I don't know how you say it, just I don't know, like just something like that. I had that. So like getting my forearm strong, getting my grip strength back, like a lot of that stuff over time will get back. And I was in a cast every single day, like when I wasn't playing. So like just trying to like get all my muscles back in my hand is going to be the strength point in that. And that's like where the pain from shooting comes from, because like everything's trying to compensate for the fact that I haven't flicked my wrist as much as I have going forward. And that goes back from last December when I originally had my hand sprain. So that's like what I'm dealing with. But it's nothing too crazy.
Jado, just speak a little bit about the development of A.J. Mitchell, with him, just playing a bigger role while you were out, and just kind of how you saw him progress, and now you've been on the floor again with him.
good players, when they get opportunity, seize that opportunity, and he did a really good job with it. And I think for me, the biggest thing is not hindering him while he's playing. So like learning how to play off of him rather than him trying to like figure me out. I feel like when we're both trying to do that, it ends up being a good thing rather than like one of us trying to like gauge the other. If we're both like cooperating together, I think it can be a really good thing. And like I've said this a lot. Like we've known AJ's been really good since our first like couple weeks in training camp when he first got here. You can tell when somebody just has a knack for basketball. Like he does a lot of like winning things. He's a really underrated defender. I don't know if anybody like really is watching him play defense, but he can really play defense. He's smart offensively. He can impact the game without scoring. So he does a lot of things that I think go under the radar. But for him to step up in those minutes and be a part of a team that was, what were they, 18-1 before I got back is very impressive.
Thank you, Dope.
Hooray.